everyone, and welcome to Podfight Vancast, your standard podcast about Cardfight Vanguard. Today, you've decided maybe you will play that Touken Ranbu deck, so you've built it up, and you've drawn the cards, and bang, there's your Vanguard for today that you've had to ride. It's me, Nate. I'm not thrilled I'm in your Touken Ranbu deck, but here we are. Hope you're well. But then you decide maybe Touken Ranbu is trash and I don't want to play it, so you bin that deck and I'm falling into your bin. But you've got your second deck out and you've ridden into your other Vanguard, Ryan. Say hi, Ryan.
Hi, Ryan. Oh, that was nice. Yeah, just throw you away and use me as what you need to use.
Absolutely. Now, I have Ryan right next to me for a change. We are doing this side by side, so it's very cramped here in the old booth. But how are you, Ryan? Don't want to know. We'll save it for the drive check-in, mate. This is neither time nor the place. Folks, it doesn't matter what your name is. And that's very poignant because there's a lot of wrestling to talk about in this episode, interestingly enough.
Yes.
There's going to be a little bit of wrestling to discuss. But this episode, there's not much in the way of Vanguard news.
No. Well, not...
Card-wise. There were these heaps for Touken Ranbu again, but I said it was trash. So I don't particularly want to talk about it.
Yeah, it's very much, let's just have a wait. We're only 14 days.
Oh,
no,
baby.
12 days. 12 days from today is the trial days for us, which is good.
Oh, about time. And yes, we will be doing an unboxing of them. We'll do some gameplay, and we will also put out a tutorial on reminding you on all how to play the game that you fell in love with, fell out of love with, and now are back in love with. And that's the plan. That's the idea. I don't have a segue lined up.
No segue.
I forgot that we need to sort of jump into stuff.
Yeah, it would be good if just have like a drink break or something. I don't know.
You're right.
To get us...
You know what? I don't think we even need to do that because rather than have a drink break, let's just go straight into the Oracle Drink Tank. I don't want to know what you were thinking. I only care about what you were drinking. Hey, tell me, what was that drink you just sang? Right here on Oracle Drink Tank. Yeah. Folks, this is the part of the show where we have a drink. It may not be alcoholic, like today it's not alcoholic, and I'll explain why very shortly thereafter. But if you are over the age of 18 or 21, join us at the table for a cheeky drink. I forgot to do this promo, or this disclaimer the last 2 times.
Oh, yeah.
So we've been sued quite an awful lot because people, were like, oh no, I've had a drink and I'm under 18. What do I do? I'm going to sue Ryan especially. And if you are under the ages of 18 or 21 in your respective countries, please refrain from drinking the liquid of the gods. Ryan, I know what you've got because I gave it to you, and I'm right next to you. But why don't you tell the listeners what you're drinking today?
I'm drinking a very nice H2O.
Just call it water.
Water sucks. It really, really sucks. No, it's great. Water is good.
Water is good. Well, I've got a big tub of water here that I'm slowly sipping on. And that's because last night I went out and had far too many Oracle drink tanks myself. And I'm just feeling a bit queasy, feeling a bit off. Don't really want to have the hair of the dog that bit me. So I'm not. Instead, I'm going to do the next worst thing and put milk in my gut. So I'm also drinking an Oak Josh's Banoffee Choc Top Milk. Wonder how that's going to go. Oh, should I shake on that first? Is that what it says? Oh, I'm going to shake it. Ryan hates flavoured milk.
I really do.
I don't know why. Why?
I don't know.
What do you mean? Well, you've got to have a reason. You don't like it. What's the reason?
Just don't like the taste. It's just, milk is milk.
I don't know how I feel about that.
We're going to find out in a couple of minutes.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, I don't know. It's odd. They had they've got an apple pie one, and boy, that is feral.
Yeah.
Oh, God. It was just not... Speaking of feral, tried the new Yumbo, or the comeback, the Yumbo, bloody Hungry Jack's burger buns with ham and cheese. Like it's like you can go to like a 7-Eleven and get a better ham cheese sandwich than what they're serving. It's supposed to be hot. It's not. Like the cheese is stone cold, and the ham was disgustingly cold, and the buns were cold, and it was just an absolute trash feral burger thing.
I think they just meant to chuck it in the microwave, and they must have forgot it.
They didn't even do that. It was so gross. And I had me and a mate. We had 2 each. That was the biggest mistake of our lives. Could have got any other burger, and I decided, let's try the Yumbo. It was feral. But we've got very much gotten off topic on that one.
We have.
Because this was about talking about drinks and not talking about food items. But fortunately for me, though, whilst we're on that food item, it only cost $3, so it didn't break the bank, and I didn't spend any nightmare dollars, Alice.
Nightmare dollars, Alice! Did you spend a lot of cash? What did you buy this week? Did it kick your wallet's ass? Now I'm broke! It's a joke! I've got no money! It's got no money!
Seriously, Mum, can I borrow $50? Well, I didn't spend any money on like those burgers, but I spent a lot of money on bloody drinks and going places and oh god, I tell you. The bank balance always hurts after that.
Well, I'll tell you what I purchased.
Please, I want you're contributing to the Nightmare Dollars.
Yes.
Go ahead.
You know this because I used your account.
Yeah. I
bought myself another Lego set, pirate Lego set.
You're a bastard because of what you've done to me with Lego.
Yeah. That's my bad. I should apologise, but.
Look around. Look around you at all this Lego that's just piling up in my room.
It's good Lego, though. Good Lego.
Yeah, it's cool. I like it.
Yeah.
So you got yourself that Lego pirate ship?
Yep. And
how many of them you got now?
So it's a 3-in-1 set, and I've bought it 3 times.
Well, because you can't. This is the thing. I think we've had this conversation about Lego, but they sell it. So if you want all 3, you have to buy 3. It's called a 3-in-1 because you can make 3 things out of its particular thing, but you cannot make all 3 at once. And so they did it with the Beatles, like the Beatles paintings that they've got, where it's like you can do one of the things from the Let It Be album. You have to buy 4 of those, otherwise you can't. Otherwise you can't have all 4.
It's just one sitting there, and you're like, it needs all of them.
Well, I also spent a flogal ton of money on Legos, and now I've got the Lego Mario Bowser's Castle, that's there. The Lego Mario Toad's Village, I don't know, that was cute. I bought the Toad's Village, and there's a reason I bought the Toad's Village, because now we're going to move quickly into a separate segment under the Nightmare Dollars, Alice, the investors section, where I'm telling you how to make money, folks. So, in Australia at EB Games, they were doing a promotion that if you spent over $70 on Lego, you get a Lego Mario gold coin, right? Now, I was like, I'm not spending... Like, the thing is, I wasn't going to spend the money at EB Games because their Bowser's Castle, for instance, is $160 there. I got it off eBay. Well, normally Amazon has it for... But Amazon wasn't doing the sale, so Amazon had it for $120. But eBay had it for $105. So, I wouldn't normally buy at EB Games for this point, but turns out they still have that gold coin left. So I go in and say to the guy, hey, I pre-ordered a Lego Mario thing, which was $89, but that's because they've got it and it comes with all this other shiz, so whatever. And I said, can I have the gold coin? And he says, no. Right? No, not doing that. So I'm
How
like,
dare he?
I'm like, what do you mean you're not doing it? He says, no. You can't. If the gold coin's here when the other set comes in, then you can have it. But the other set's not coming until August, so okay. So then I'm like, well, that's shafted me a little bit. So anyway, fast forward to me then going, well, I'll just buy the coin myself. So I jumped on eBay, and eBay has that gold coin for anywhere between $200 to $500. Now, I immediately decided, screw this. I went back, I bought the absolute cheapest thing I could to get over that. Now, they said it was $70. Well, this cost me $69. This Toad Town cost me $69. And Ryan, if you look at the sticker still on the box, how much does it say?
It says...
At the microphone.
99.
Yeah, so that's why, because I bought it online and it said it got the coin even though I hadn't spent over 70. Obviously, it was on sale and it was normally over
The $70.
$70 mark. So I've now got this coin sitting here in my display cabinet that's worth anywhere. There's always like a $500 bit of gold, like not real gold, but a $500 bloody metal disc that I got for $69 with a Lego Mario set anyway. The secondary market on these is ridiculous. So folks, get yourself one of these coins because holy crap, drive the market up higher.
Just so then you can sell it later and
That's all right.
Take a mint for it.
Oh my god. I'm in profit now, and I'm in profit because I won money on the horses last night.
Winning.
Just by a joke, put a joke bet down on a horse that was paying out $27. Oh, it came first, so Nady Boy is rich, folks, and all of that is going on more Legos. Actually, that'll just go on more Lego.
Yeah, fair.
Might as well.
Yeah, why not?
So there you go. So that's the investor's advice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Investing with Nathan. I don't know. We'll come up with another one of those when we have our interview yous. I love that name. I haven't forgotten it. We'll not forget interview you. Yeah. So anyway, Ryan, is that it? Is that all we've got for this segment?
I think that's all we got for this segment.
Good grief. Well, we're not trying very hard this time around, are we?
No.
It doesn't seem like we're trying. And again, I'm feeling a bit crook. I'm a little hungover trigger here at this point. I'm a little hungover dress. That would have been. Do you know what? That'd have been a great name for Oracle Drink Tank. Could have been could call it like a hangover dress or something. That'd have been really funny.
No, I like Oracle Drink.
I prefer Oracle Drink Tank too. Yeah. That's much better, but still, it was interesting. But anyway, long and the short is, I'm feeling a bit crook. I'm not feeling great. So it's a bit hard to be firing on all cylinders, folks. So if you do notice that I'm a bit off, that's why. Mm-hmm. So thanks, guys, for checking in with us. Thanks for asking. Mm-hmm. Thanks for the drive check-in. All right now, for all you boppers out there in the big city, all you street people with an ear for the action, I've been asked to relay a request from Podfight Vancast. It's a special for the listeners, that real live bunch who play Vanguard. And I do mean the listeners. Here's a hit with them in mind. Drop check in. We want to see you wearing a grin. No need to be bitter. Just let us know upon Twitter. Hashtag Hi Ryan. Let us know if you're flying. Or maybe you're glad to listen to me sing you the song in the perfect key. I know what you're thinking, this is your favorite song. Well, let us know on Twitter, give us that Bella Nathan. Drop check in right now. It's the drop check in right now.
No, I didn't enjoy that one.
What? That was the best one.
It wasn't.
Yes, it was. I explained why I was feeling a bit off, and thanks for everyone for checking in.
But you already told them before the drive check-in. You told them how you felt before the segment.
Ryan, shove it, mate. Shove it. Shove it right where the sun don't shine. Now, today is... I don't know what happened with today. What was...
I don't know. Today is a Sunday.
Oh, my God. I am really all over the shop. How are you, Ryan? Tell me about it. Now I want to know.
Yeah, now you want to know? Well, I'm good. Played my second game of hockey. We won, which was good, so I'm happy. And yeah, bought Lego, so I'm happy about that. Yeah, it's just week as being as a week. Yep. Week as being a week.
Oh my God. What?
Wow.
Oh, dude, no wonder people don't listen to this absolute trash that we spout.
Yep.
You just, being a week is a week. It's been a week. Yeah, okay, good one. Good one, Ryan.
Lovely.
I hate you. We like this time as well to check in with our listeners. No new people have tweeted at us this week. We were on a roll. We were doing
quite well.
Getting a lot of people joining the Van Gangsters, and now it's petered off again. So fair enough. You know, use your power wisely, friends. Tell your friends about the podcast and that you want to get them to join. But we do have your new loli, friend of the show, has told us one of their Vanguard stories. We asked last week if you got any Vanguard stories, let us know. Mm-hmm. And your new loli has brought us one to the table. And they say, at my first regional tourney, someone tried to get me disqualified because I was saying attacks were 12 power instead of 12k or 12,000. I don't know why, but it's good to feel welcomed.
Wow.
I tell you, that is such an absolute, like, I believe that story.
Yeah.
I absolutely believe, like, people just have, like, serious problems with things like that sort of thing. Like, people will, you said it wrong and that's it. That's, you need to say 12,000. You're attacking me with 12 power. That's not high enough. That doesn't make sense. Yeah, I get it. But, like, that is such a thing that you find in this scene. Like, that's what it is. Like, that was the one with, how I got into a blue with someone over the pronunciation of Battle System Mocha. And I was calling it Mocha, being funny.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yep.
And the guy...
Don't be funny.
Whoa, he was so mad. It's Mocha! And I went, but it's got a H in it, doesn't it? So it's Mocha. He was losing it, like slamming the table, yelling at me. And I was like, dude, just settle down.
Just relax.
Just relax. People take things too seriously. And your new loli, I trust that you have now learnt to say the full power and not just say 12. You've got to say the K, or you've got to say the 1,000. Now when you have the overtrigger, you've got to say 100 million and 12,000. You can't just say 100. Well, you could just say 100 million, couldn't you? Really, you couldn't just be like one. It's a whole thing. Let's keep them happy, and not get ourselves disqualified for something as trivial as that.
Because I reckon I'm going to have to say, Final Rush! Every single time I'm in Final Rush!
So you say that, but I guarantee you'll say Final Rush somewhere in this episode without saying that, like that.
Yeah, probably. I'm hoping I won't.
You will. You've done it every other time.
Yeah, I know.
You have done it absolutely every other time. So, folks, like I said, though, tweet at us, at Podfight Vancast. Email us at podfight@gmail.com. I don't think we've had any emails. I don't really check the emails. I do when I get back on the show, so I pull that up and I'll have a look.
We have a cheeky look.
There you go. We've got a Squarespace promotion. That's really nice, and that's it. Oh, hang on. Oh no, it's still Squarespace. You saw that, right?
Yeah.
I read it and then it pops back up.
Right.
Stupid.
Okay. Well, anyway.
But do that. Tell us how you are. Check in.
Hashtag us.
Hashtag Hi Ryan. It's gaining traction. Every new listener says hashtag Hi Ryan.
Oh, that's nice.
It is.
I'm saying hi back.
Yeah, thanks, Ryan.
Yeah. Not to you, though.
No, I didn't want you to say hi to me.
No,
not at all.
I don't really like you that much.
I don't blame you for that.
I don't even know why we're sitting next to each other. But anyway,
well,
I'm saying hi to the universe.
Ryan, you not liking me is certainly not news to anybody. I think you've made it very clear that you can't stand to be in the same room as me, and yet here we are. But you know what is news?
What is news?
Break riding news. Stand up. It's break riding news. Give you information, we ain't leaving clues. We just tell the truth about that Vanguard life. Not some celebrity in trouble with his wife. Maybe it's a card you like. Maybe it's a card that just ain't right. Boom, boom, 1, 2. Hit you with that insight. So stand that Vanguard. We here all night, aight? It's break riding news. It's break riding news. It's break riding news. Give you information. We ain't leaving clues. We out of here. Retire that rear guard.
See, I enjoyed that one.
Oh, that one was... I use that same one. I always say, this isn't news, this is news. That's the one I use every other week.
I still enjoy it better than, I'm going to tell you how I feel, and then, let's get into it.
I'll get stuffed. I told you what you can do with your opinion. You can shove that in a sack, mister. I tell you right now.
Anyway, so news. What news do we have?
There ain't much. Well, that's not true. We could talk about Touken Ranbu till the cows came home, but
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not really wanting. Well, not wanting, but don't really think it's needed.
Yeah,
but,
don't particularly care too much about it. Now, that said, there are a couple of things I do want to talk about for Touken Ranbu's cards, because they've got some interesting stuff, and they've got some stuff that also is like really, really driving home. This is heading towards like a buddy fight world. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, as soon as I saw some, I was like, one of the cards just reminded me of Buddy Fight, of Adventure World, I believe it was called. Dungeon World, thank you.
It's all right.
And yeah, I just saw it, I was like, oh, is Buddy Fight back?
Well, it does sort of look like Buddy Fight's like on its way back in a different form. So we'll have to see what they sort of end up doing here. But what we'll do is let's chat. Let's riff. Let's over address. So let's just get straight into it, I think, rather than beat around the bush on this one. Let's just go straight through the bush.
Right.
So we've got the Touken Ranbu, but the other thing that we've also got, we knew this was coming, and they've shown it now, is the collaboration with Monster Strike as well. Ryan, do you have any idea what a Monster Strike is?
Is it a monster and does it strike?
That is stupid. Absolutely stupid. I don't know. All I do know is it's a mobile like role-playing game with like a puzzle game or something on the phone. Okay. But it's another collaboration, so it's just like how there's the Touken Ranbu, but now we've got Monster Strike. So we have two new nations that aren't like canon nations, I guess, and that's so Touken Ranbu and Monster Strike. Now, Monster Strike is weird. I'm not like, it hasn't done anything just yet, and we've got like a couple of cards for it. So let's talk about this Monster Strike stuff first of all. So, because what they've done is they've shown us this card called the Gacha Redora, and it's a grade 0 set order card, but it's also called a gacha. Like they call it, the card type's a gacha. So, but I'm assuming that's because it's like the gotcha style of playing, maybe. It looks like, and this is where the buddy fight thing's coming in, because it looks just like, firstly, the design looks like the dragon shields. Mm-hmm. Like, it very much looks like that, but the artwork is very reminiscent of what Ryan said, the Dungeon World. So the adventurers of the Dungeon World.
Very cartoony.
It's very cartoony. I don't know if that's what the game looks like. I don't know, but it's just funny that it's just so reminiscent. Like, I look at that and I think dragon shields. I would call that the yellow dragon shield. So this one's ability is, after a set order is played, put it into your order zone. Got it. So act, whilst in the order zone, rest this card and put the top card of your deck face up to your monster box. Now, we'll explain what a monster box is in a minute, because I'm not really sure myself. And its second ability in the order zone is once per fight. So if yours or your opponent's Vanguard are grade 3 or greater, counterblast 2, rest this card, put the top 10 cards from your deck face up to your monster box, then choose up to 3 in your monster box, call them to rearguard. Now, that's a once per fight, and it's very interesting. I don't know if I've ever seen a once per fight sort of thing before, but it's a rainbow, not like how once per turn is like pink, or whatever it is, or a reddish colour. This is once per fight. So we don't know much else about what the Monster Strike does, but the assumption is obviously you're going to be able to like flood your field, and I don't know what else might happen. So let's have a look at what the Monster Box is. So Monster Box, this has got some stuff in it. So it's a special zone exclusive to the Monster Strike nation, right? So the Monster Box can only be generated when you become a striker, a state that can only be granted by Gold Egg, whatever that means.
Yep.
I can tell you what that means. I've got it, but I already still no idea. When you do so, the Monster Box remains as one of your own zones for the rest of the game. It's currently unknown where the Monster Box should be put. Yeah, fair enough. The Monster Box starts without cards. However, certain effects, such as Gacha Redora, can put cards into the Monster Box where they remain being recovered by other methods. They are put face up unless specified otherwise, and as long as there is a card in the Monster Box, you may perform the following action once per turn during your main phase. Choose 2 units with the same grade one from your hand and one from your monster box, and then swap those cards between each zone. That's pretty fun. So you
That's
can.
interesting.
That's
yeah.
really cool.
I do. I dig that. I like that.
That's cool, but it's still very buddy fight. This is now going super buddy, especially because the artwork and what we're seeing here as well. It just makes me think of like it's like a flag, and it just doesn't feel like Vanguard anymore. Whatever, that's fine. I mean, it's only one sort of nation exactly. So just interesting, and the gold egg. So the gold egg looks like it's our starting Vanguard. So its caption is, when you stand up, you become striker. When you become striker, put the Gacha Redora from the ride deck into the order zone and get the monster box. Wait.
What?
I can put Gacha Redora in my ride deck? What?
But isn't it an order?
I didn't think you... Wait. What? I didn't think the ride deck... Like, I thought... But you...
I'm confused.
Hang on, but you can't... You can only have 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? Or 0, 1, 2, 3 in your ride deck.
Yeah.
But don't you like, doesn't yours like grade 0 is your start, so it technically isn't in your ride deck at that point? So what, hang on. Okay, so someone's made the comment of a ride deck of 5 cards for Monster Strike is what it is. See, like I said, this is already buddy fight. That is a flag. This is the Darkness Dragon. No, what is it? The Azi Dahaka's flag, where it's your things change. Oh, you start with 12 life, but 4 cards in your hand, whatever. That's what this is doing.
Leave me alone. I'm sorry. I understand why they're doing this cross promotion stuff.
Yep.
But I just want Vanguard to stay Vanguard.
Yeah, it's kind of.
Yeah.
So let's talk about what the striker is. So when Gold Egg on the Vanguard circle is turned face up as the game begins, the master of that unit enters the striker state and remains that way for the rest of the game. What's the point of having... what's the point of having this like convoluted ability of becoming a striker when you automatically have it and it can't go away?
Final Rush is Final Rush. You know what I mean?
Just did it. You didn't do Final Rush. Told you you'd do it. But you're correct. Like, Final Rush is Final Rush. And this is... You at the start of the game, you become a striker because you've played this card, and we have to now give an extra card to the ride deck just so you can do it. Is that what they say?
Leave me alone. Like, I just...
All right, because then it says, when you become a striker, following 2 actions are performed. Take Gacha Redora from your ride deck and put it into your order zone. It does not count as being played. Before drawing your opening hand, Gacha Redora must be assembled as part of your ride deck in addition to the other 4 cards, making it 5 cards in total. Ridiculous. A monster box is then generated on your field, the special zone that remains on your own. As your own for the rest of the game, it starts without cards. Once the player is in striker state, they remain that way even after changing their Vanguard. It's seriously just buddy fight. This is so buddy fight.
Yeah.
That is Azi Dahaka if I've ever seen it. So there you go. Well, that's Monster Strike. That's all I think we've got for Monster Strike so far. It's like seems fun. Like it seems kind of wacky and cool. Here's the thing, and this is a great comment I saw, and it said that basically the start decks were to bring in the new players and the old players that left during V. Yep. I agree. BTO 1 was done the same thing. Touken Ranbu was to introduce another group into playing the game, be it for collection or for playing. Mm-hmm. Monster Strike is the exact same. Absolutely. That's what they're doing here. And then BTO 2 and onwards is the same sort of thing. And apparently they're going to bring Bermuda into set number 3. But that makes a great point that we've got to remember this isn't for the people who specifically play Vanguard. This is for the people that they're trying to go, hey, you play Monster Strike, why don't you come play a card version of it? Why don't you do that? That's pretty great. Oh, you like Touken Ranbu? Come play a card version of it. So, I dig it. I don't care for Touken Ranbu. The Monster Strike seems fun, but it's not really... it doesn't feel like Vanguard anymore.
Yeah, I'm just...
playing that deck at least.
I'm just a bit confused because they've got Weiss Schwartz.
Yep, but no one plays Weiss Schwartz.
Yeah, fair enough.
And they keep mixing, they keep bringing all of it.
They bring every anime into that.
But nobody plays it.
Yeah.
Like, Weiss Schwartz is not a I just think it's also a convoluted game. I've never even bothered to learn it, but
No.
I know there's a climax or something. So I remember.
We were just reading those cards. They were very convoluted. Like
It's convoluted.
Yeah.
It's very convoluted. Now, while we're on the topic of then convoluted, let's have a look at Touken Ranbu. Now, we weren't going to talk about Touken Ranbu, but we're going to talk about their order triggers because... Order triggers? They're over triggers.
Over triggers.
We're going to talk about their over triggers because their over triggers... I was wrong. I said I assumed it was just going to be a regurgitation of the promo... the generic one. And it isn't. It does have its own effect. And it has an additional effect that... It's interesting. That there's a very interesting effect. So we'll have to break this one down. So they released 5, and they all have the exact same ability, right? So we won't be reading each individual one, but for the sake of it, I'll read all their names because it's just like, what are you doing to me? So you've got Hachisuka Kotetsu Shinken Hisatsu. That's 1.
Did you actually say that right?
I assume so. There's Kasen Kanetsada Shinken Hisatsu. There's Kashu Kiyomitsu Shinken Hisatsu. Mutsunukami Yoshiyuki Shinken Hisatsu. And... good grief. Yaman Bagiri Kunihiro Shinken Hisatsu, right? So that's all 5 of them. And they all have the standard 100 million power.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, during this turn, all of your units get +1 critical. So...
I'm a fan of that.
I like that, but it's basically like... You know who would have been able to benefit from that? Stoicheia. Like, that would have been a great one for Stoicheia, because they can attack from the back row.
Mm-hmm.
You could get 6 off, 6 attacks, all with double criticals. I mean, overpowered is all get out, mind you, but... I mean, and this is just like Brandgate, who doubles the power in criticals. Well, they don't get their powers doubled. Unless, and I say unless, because the additional effect to these is, when played, resolve this effect when played as an order. I don't know what that means. But let's get there. Choose one of your Vanguard. It gets critical +1 until end of turn. And if you have 5 or more cards in your damage zone, all of your units get plus 10,000 power. So that's cool too. So when it's resolved, resolve this effect as it played as an order. So what does that mean, folks? That's the question. Well, people have speculated that it's a pendulum monster. A pendulum. So that's off of Yu-Gi-Oh! Where it was like it's a spell and a monster card. Like... You could do... They had, like, spells and whatever. So it was like... what would you do? It was like you could use it as a spell card, but it could also be a monster. And then you could pendulum summon it from your pendulum deck or something. I don't know. And this is what this is. So it doesn't have a shield. Yep. And that's because I think it's basically... It's an over trigger. It's just like how the draw triggers were perfect guards for that small period of time there. What I think this basically is that... It's an over trigger, and you can also play it as an order. So you can just play one of them per turn, and you effectively say, boom, I'm playing this as an order, and choose one of your Vanguards that gets critical, and blah, blah, blah. That's it. That's all this does. So you can't use it as a shield, but you can use it as an order. Yep. So there you go.
There you are.
I think that's cool. I think that's really cool, and it annoys me that it's being used for Touken Ranbu.
Yeah, as we said, Stoicheia could have used this, but Touken Ranbu's got it, so good on Touken Ranbu.
I guess so. It bothers me that could have been... That's such a fun one, and they're like, yeah, we're going to give it to some lamb deck. I am interested to see Monster Strikers, though. I will say this, or the Monster Strike Nation. Like, I kind of want to see where that's going. I don't know if I'll... I'm definitely not going to... Sorry, I definitely won't be playing it. And it probably won't come out in English anyway, because I can't imagine that they're going to come out in English.
I agree with that. I think it's just going to stay over in Japan.
I do too. Oh, look, who knows? If it got enough attention on it, it might. But I just don't think it will. But the other thing too here is that has a lot of attention on it. Well, that Vanguard's certainly going hard on is indeed the Touken Ranbu, because they've tweeted out basically a little campaign to try and get people into Vanguard and the Touken Ranbu. So they're definitely going hard on this one. So it's a Touken Ranbu Online 2021 TV commercial broadcast commemorative retweet campaign now being held.
Wow.
So basically, a set of 5 special fighter counters will be presented to 21 people by a lottery. Follow this account and complete application by retweeting. Now, it's a Touken Ranbu styled fight counter. So basically, it's after you get an overtrigger, you can put a little counter on it to say, I've got 100 million power. But why this is cool or interesting is because it's Hiroshi Tanahashi on the card.
It is. And, wow, he's having a bit of fun there.
He looks thrilled, old Hiroshi. So that's really cool. I really like that. I really love that Bushiroad and New Japan collaborate on these sort of things every now and then. Like I said, my favourite card of Buddy Fight was the Kazuchika Okada card, which is not on display around here anyway. But there's my Kazuchika Okada up there. I love it. I think it's a really fun thing, and so what I hope they keep doing is keep doing some collabs, and they might be. I think they might be doing. I'm really hopeful that we're getting a collab, right?
Yeah.
Because you watched the anime and you watched what the next episode is called.
Yes, I did.
Wow. I think this means that we should just stop what we're doing right now
and just move over to the next one.
I think we should go over to... Take it away, Ryan.
Judge Shuffle.
Judge Shuffle. Judge Shuffle, judging an anime. Judge Shuffle, was it good or bad today? Let's find out. Oh, cool.
I was like, I got it right, yeah.
You did. We're back for the Judge Shuffle. We actually can have a Judge Shuffle on the newest episode of Cardfight Vanguard Overdress. Like I just said, the episode 5 coming out is hints at
wrestling,
which is super cool and exciting. And like I said, I'm really hopeful. Then we're getting some collaborations.
That would be fun.
I think like a Tanahashi, maybe a Naito, maybe Kazuchika Okada. He's already been in it. He was in Buddy Fight, but could have Okada in it.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Well,
that'd be kind of cool if that's the case. We will have to wait and see. But in the interim, we do have the latest episode of Cardfight Vanguard that we can talk about. So why don't we just talk about it?
Episode 4.
We can talk about episode 4. What do you reckon?
I reckon we should. All
right, so episode 4 was called Our 7-Day Crusade. Now, what did we take? We tried to guess what we think it would be about, didn't we?
Yeah, I think I said could be a Keto Sanctuary thing. I was wrong.
So wrong. I don't remember what I said, but I know I wasn't right. It was... I can only assume I know what the 7-Day Crusade was. But it doesn't give you any indication that 7 days have passed or anything like that.
Yeah.
They arbitrarily say words, or it's like, oh, it's been 2 days. Oh, it's been 3 days since this particular thing happened. It's sort of like, what? So I don't know. Oh, I know. You'll work it out if you haven't. Well, if you've watched the episode, you should already know what you think the 7 days is about. If you haven't watched it and you're listening to this, well, spoilers, idiot. So let's just go straight into the show. We open with Danji at a temple.
Yep.
And he says that it's, in just a year, it's all gone to it's gone to shit. Like you've gotten all dirty. So let's make this a better year for you.
Woo! That was about it.
That was about it, because then we get the intro, and we get a flashback to Danji retiring.
Yes.
He retired as a card fighter. And we get a bit more of a scene now, because he then turns around and says that he's going to train Yu and teach Yu how to be like a better card fighter. And then everyone's like booing Yu. They're like, Yu suck! Yu lame! You lame? they're all having a go at him. They don't like him because they think that Danji's leaving because of him. And then he runs off in tears because Yu is a little punsy boy.
Yeah, he's not happy that everyone's going and attacking him because he took away Big Bro.
He took away Big Bro. Now, that flashback ends and we see everybody there. We actually see just Yu staring at Wonder Hill, and then he notices a bit of paper and he's like, oh my god! And he grabs that paper, and it's that classic trope. That classic thing of your mother needs surgery, so you need to raise $50,000. And he goes and enters a competition and wins the $50,000 exactly so he can save his mum. Similar situation, I guess, for this one, in that Wonder Hill is going to get destroyed, is going to get demolished, and I'm assuming that was happening in 7 days. I don't think it said it was happening in 7 days, but basically the officials are going to come down and demolish it. So everyone's now in a panic because Danji's left. What are we going to do? Danji would be the one who can save us all and
save the past,
stop the construction crew and all of that, and no one knows where he is. And then some guy's like, hey, you're Danji's favourite, you surely know where he lives, Yu. And Yu's like, nah, I don't know shit about the boy. And that's as far as he really goes. And someone's like, hey man, don't say that. And he's like, what? He is his favourite. Like, he's getting special preferential treatment, we get nothing. Like, I can say that. And, rightfully so.
Yeah, but it just... Yu takes it the wrong way. And
he goes off crying it.
Yep.
He hates it. They don't like he has the special privilege, and they tell it to his face. So everyone hates Yu at the moment. Everybody hates Yu. Then Megumi's standing there and she's thinking about it, and then bang, cut to a house.
Yep.
And it's so weird. It's like, I don't know what they were trying to do here to try and trick you into not realising where it was going, because it's a big house. She walks in, the maid says to her, welcome home, miss. Yeah. Or whatever. Then she's just like, she no-sells it, just keeps going, goes into a room, opens this big room, and there's a guy in there named Takami. And Takami's like, oh, good to see you, thanks for stopping by, or whatever. And then they have a chat like it's like a formal boardroom meeting. And they're not like acknowledging the obviousness about it, that she's obviously in the home that she lives in, and that must be her brother. Like that's obvious what's going on there. So that was a bit jarring. Like, they shouldn't have had the welcome home situation then if you didn't want us to like draw our own conclusions, because welcome home, and then so obviously we know she's rich as all get out. We know that she's rich. And welcome home, goes into a room, and then speaks to like this, like she's come to somebody else's house and like she's been let into an office or something. So it was this weird sort of jarring dynamic. But basically we find out that this guy has left the park in the hands of Danji. So obviously Danji and Takami know each other as well. And again, we assume they're a brother of Megumi, so we assume that's how they know each other. And that she's saying, like, that, I want you to do something about them destroying it. And he's like, I'm not going to stop that. Like, I'm not going to do anything. What are you saying? Don't be silly. So she then huffs out, and he's just like, whatever, loser. And then, he's like that sort of, like, is he going to be a villain? Like, what are we going to see from him later? Yeah. So she goes back, and she decides that she's going to build a barricade to stop people from getting through. And
smart move.
Well, do it out of wood. And I mean, if we're going to bring a wrecking crew in to destroy like big concrete blocks, I don't think wood's going to stop us, but fair enough.
Exactly.
So they build the barricades and it sucks huge ass. Like, it's just terrible.
Yep.
Falls down. And
Strong
then,
gust of wind.
Exactly. And then they're like, hey, Yu's not here. And then the other bloke who had a go at him was like, well, it's not my fault just because he's a pussy and can't, stand up for himself.
Tell me how you really feel.
Yeah, basically. And, we find out, though, that it's been 2 days. Yu didn't skip 1 day of going to Wonder Hill. He skipped 2 days.
2 whole days.
So we know that we've at least lost 2 days since the destruction of the whole thing. So the assumption is that that's where the 7-day thing comes from. So Megumi shows up at school and says, "Oi," at Yu's school and says, "Oi, you little girl, come with me. You're coming with me." And she mentions that he's always there at 4:30 as well. So now we have like the timeline. He shows up at 4:30. So they get into a super rich fancy car and they drive away at what seems like a normal pace. But Yu screams his friggin' head off. He's like, "Ah!" And I assume it's because he's never been in a car before. Like, this is his first time riding in a car. I was thinking
it was because it's so nice. It's like a limo type thing.
But no way.
Well, not like a limo, but like
I know what you're saying.
A state car.
I know what you're saying, but like he screamed. It wasn't like a wow. It was. Ah!
He's weak. I don't know.
Such a puds. He's such a puds. And we also find out as well because she's they're talking about it and like everybody stopped showing up to the park and all of that. So like no one's coming anymore. So like. Yu stopped, then everybody else started stopping. So, but it's only been 2 days. Yeah. So, like, how significant is the drop off? Is it like, we normally have 50 people here on day 1, and day 2 there was 7. So, and then day 2 wasn't any better. So maybe that's the drop off. So Yu gets home at some point because they can't, and naturally, like his parents or his mum and his sisters are like screaming and yelling about, come any closer, we'll call the police.
Yeah.
And it's just Danji. It's like Danji's just shown up there, and it's like, what was Danji doing that could bring the police there?
Well, he came up to them.
We know what it
said
was.
His word and said Yu.
I know. He comes up to him and he goes, "Hey, I'm friends of Yu. If you come any closer, we're gonna because Yu doesn't have friends." Is basically what they were saying.
Yeah,
that's basically what it is. If Yu doesn't have friends, so you couldn't be his friend. You're probably here to murder us all.
Yep.
Danji. And he probably could be a murderer because could be quite good at it because we find out more of the talents of Danji. Mm-hmm. We find out that he is a licensed blowfish chopper-upperer.
Yep.
And
chef.
His exact words were a capable blowfish slicer of a man. Mm-hmm. That's what he calls himself.
Yep.
And then they fawn over his little roses that he had put down, and he describes himself as a capable decorative food cutter of a man. So there you go. Yep. More interesting things about Danji that we have learned. That he is very, very capable of doing things because he is a jack of all trades. Mm-hmm. The other thing I really liked that we see as well is Yu's mum drinks Yui extra mild beer. Did you see that?
I did see the beer. I was just like, is it actual beer? Or?
I don't know. I'm very curious. Let's find out. Mm-hmm. Extra mild. Muvlove? What the hell is a Muvlove? Okay, that's a character called Kubuin Yui from Muvlove.
Sure.
Muvlove. I don't know what a Muvlove is, but good for her. No, it obviously isn't real, but that's okay. Mm-hmm. So no, it's not a real beer, but one of the sisters was also drinking it. Mm. So I don't know. So obviously one of the sisters are over 18 at the very least. Yeah. So there you go. That's interesting. Interesting that Mama Yu loves smashing a cold beer. Anyway, so and then they also talk. That's when we find out too that that's why they were trying to have Danji arrested because they don't believe that Yu has friends.
Yep.
So Yu basically then grills Danji and he's saying, "Look, why did you leave? Why are you a big loser? Why do you hate everybody from retiring and all of that?" And we get more of this love triangle sort of thing going on here, or this love angle that they're doing, because Danji turns around and says that he can't help but softening up when he sees a face like Yu's, right? Yeah. And he's like, you're about to cry. And Yu's like, yeah, of course I'm going to cry. Like, park's going to get demolished. And Danji's like, what? The park's getting demolished? It's like, why wouldn't anybody...
Since when?
Yeah, why didn't anybody tell me? It's like, we don't have your numbers. Yeah, well, your sister has my number, bro.
Yeah.
Because they
swapped
contact information.
Hey.
Yeah, well...
But he was on a ship, so he was fishing.
He was fishing, apparently. Well, whatever. So, Darnji just says, look, I'll sort it out. Don't do anything else. I'll sort it out. So we cut now to Wonder Hill. There's a Wizard of Oz statues there. Did you see that? The Wizard of Oz. It was Dorothy with Toto. There was the Tin Man and the Cowardly Lion. That was very odd that they did that. But we then get a montage of them building stuff. So the idea is that we're gonna build our barricades and our defences and everything to save us from the construction workers. Mm-hmm. And the music they actually worked for this one, because if you remember when the training montage, the music didn't really.
Yeah,
this one
very folky. Yeah,
yeah, this one actually sit with it well. And then we get the really weird scene, like because it's like you don't really know. Like this wasn't a conversation; it just sort of happens that Yu is holding balloons, a box of balloons, and a gun.
Yeah,
right, and it looks like he's basically deciding whether or not they're going to throw the construction guys a party, or they're just trying to kill them. Because like and then he like does this like look, and he's like, "Yeah, this is it." And you're like, "Whoa, what's happening?" And like obviously it's a water pistol, and we find out that they were water balloons because they all standing there with guns, like water pistols and stuff.
Yeah.
So their idea to stop the like construction workers and the officials and all of that is with water bombs and water pistols and wooden barricades. Right? It's just ridiculous. Ridiculous concept. That was absolutely ridiculous. Like, are the officials supposed to be weak to water? Like, they get hit with water and they start melting? Is that, like, what happens?
They're grass-type Pokemon.
Water's weak to grass. That's better.
Fire. Shit. Wow.
That's all right, Ryan. So the officials rock up and they basically say, if you cause us any physical harm, we will call the police. And it's like, what do you mean? They've just got water pistols, bro. Like... And already here we're at the point of like there's just two dudes who show up. Like, where is all of the construction trucks? Where's all this stuff? Yeah, so there's someone laughing in the background. They turn around and they say, "Oh, Mr. Okura," and you're like, who else has the last name Okura? Megumi. So there it is. Hey, spoiler.
Boom.
Hey, shock. It's her brother. We knew. Like, that was very obvious. So we learn about him and we find out that he is indeed the brother of Megumi. And everyone's like, oh my god, that's Megumi's brother. And it's like, yeah, cool. We kind of assumed that. And then so they're all about to take aim and shoot with the water pistols. And then they're like, seriously, we'll call the cops on you if anybody. It's like, guys, it's water. Get over it.
Yep.
And Megumi's about to give the signal to shoot. And she's sort of hesitant. She's like, I don't want to be the leader. What do I do? And... out of nowhere, we hear Darnji like barreling up in like a big sound.
Yep.
And he's in a tank.
A pink one.
A big pink tank with like the yokai sort of things on either side.
Yeah.
So, like a tank. He rocks up in a tank.
Yep.
And he has Zakusa is the one driving the tank, and he's telling him to do stuff. And he's like, "Yes, sir, no worries." And he's like, you got to put it on the brakes. Got to slam on the brakes. I thought he was going to crash it and destroy it anyway.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. I assumed that was what was going to happen. And then I've even made my note that the Simpsons did it. Like, the Simpsons did that first with the Maison Derriere, the burlesque house where they got the Marge shows up to destroy it with a bulldozer. But anyway, it gets destroyed later at the end of it. The whole thing, long and the short, is I assumed that's what was going to happen. Even though she didn't want to destroy it.
No, okay.
Turns out he destroys like a small little part of it. But meant nothing. They point the cannon at
the brother.
Megumi's brother. And he's just like, yo, bro, I'm going to kill you. Fire. And he fires the cannon and it's just confetti. So,
yep, it's a confetti cannon.
Confetti cannon. They all have a good laugh over that.
Yep. And
then he's like, they're laughing. He's like, this is no laughing matter. You know, what are you doing? Why are you demolishing the place? And ready for the swerve. It's not getting demolished.
No.
It's like, did you even read it? Yep. It says on the back, in the fine print, in the random part on the back of the note, like, whatever. that this place is being considered for demolition. It doesn't mean it will be. And that's why a couple of officials had come out to have a look at it. Mm-hmm. Now, the whole time, you're supposed to just suspend your disbelief and accept that perhaps that nobody cares that these kids are just running amok in this derelict sort of playground, which is, if it's going to a point where they have to say when we need to demolish it, it's because it's become a safety hazard.
Yeah.
And so it's sort of like, why are we letting kids run around in a place that could be a safety hazard, but why are we also like not upset about the trespass whole thing? So then, like I said, you're supposed to suspend your disbelief because apparently Megumi's brother like owns it, I guess.
Yeah.
Or
very weird.
Whatever, but he's given control of it to Danji. They then have a bit of a chat. It says to Danji that, you know, you're going to have to look after you keep looking after the park, but you'll have to pay for all the damages and you have to pay for the electricity bill.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. Danji then says to him, "Well, hey, let's play like we used to." You know that was obvious too. You sort of knew that he was obviously an old player who's left the game. And he says, "Let's play like we used to." And he's like, "No chance." He goes, "Oh, but like you, me, and Megumi used to. You're a brother after all." And he throws out that snide line and he goes, "Aren't you the big brother?"
Yeah.
And he walks off. So there's a lot to unpack there.
Yeah.
It's we've got a bit of a Shakespearean thing going on here of Megumi looks at her brother like he's not really her brother, clearly, because when they met each other and they talked to each other like they weren't family.
No, it was very much like a boss type.
It was like, how dare you? You're just someone who I have to go talk to. Even though we live in the same house, it's very weird. And obviously she looks at Danji like he's her actual big brother. So, quite a lot to unpack, quite Shakespearean. Yep. I liked that part, and I'll say I did quite like that. I thought that was really... They're actually weaving some sort of interesting little mechanics in there and kind of buried all for us. But we get our second misunderstanding of the episode in that just because Danji's retiring doesn't mean he's leaving.
No.
He says, "I'm just not going to play Cardfight Vanguard anymore. I'm going to stick around and hang out with you guys and teach Danji, not Danji, sorry, teach you how to do it all." And it's like, well, like obviously, like that was another obvious thing that I just thought was didn't need to be said, but here we are. So yeah, a bit, but whatever, it is what it is. Now, I don't know, remind me. So we see Danji with that little BFF, little love hearty ring thing with a bow on it. Like you put two together. Have we seen that before? I thought we did.
I didn't think so.
Right, I swear we saw it. Because I don't remember I think like Megumi had the other half.
No, did
I
you?
thought. I could be wrong. Like it's only been 4 episodes, so I could go back and rewatch them, but I'm not going to. But we see him with his little key ring thing he's got on, and he gets squirted with the water pistol by Yu. Go figure. I'm sure there's some symbolism in that. And basically Yu says to him, well, like, why me? Like, what's the story? Why are we dealing with me here? And Danji says that you're the chosen one, Anakin. You were the chosen one! And basically says that he's retiring because he will never be on the same level as Yu. Because apparently Yu's got something in him that Danji will never be able to get. So Danji's like, well, stuff it. I might as well not even try it. I'm just going to quit while I'm going to quit while I'm really quit while I'm really far ahead. And that's it. That's the end of the episode.
Yep.
We then get our introduction to episode 5. That's Card Fight Pro Wrestling.
Yep. Excited for that.
I am so excited. I really hope we're going to get a crossover on that one. That sounds great. But looking back at this episode, I think...
How many triggers? How many over triggers, my friend?
Well, considering you can only have one in your deck...
Yep.
I'm going to go 0 out of 1.
0
out of 1 over triggers on this one.
Ouch.
No, and this is the thing. There isn't, and if you can't give it a 0.5, I can't go half, I can't do anything. That defeats the purpose of the ruling, right? It defeats the purpose. I've gone 0. Not that I didn't like the episode. I just don't think it was far too much of a filler episode. There was too much giving, like, assuming that we're all dumb. Because, like, again, Megumi's brother was obvious. Danji not retiring was obvious. The swerve, the red herring that they're going to destroy it, but turns out they weren't going to, making all of this superfluous just to build up the brother as a bit of an evil character. Yeah. I'm really interested in the dynamic between Megumi, her brother, and her big brother as well. I'm really interested to see where that would go. But overall, I just don't think this episode had much going for it. And even it didn't have a card fight in it. And the first episode did. But, okay, I was just saying, the first episode didn't. No, it did. It didn't have a card fight. But it probably needed it. Like, it needed something in it. It just wasn't that flash. That's all. That's my take. That's why I gave it a 0 out of 1.
Oh, okay.
And you?
Well, I'm going to cut my over trigger in half.
Damn it! I just said
I am going to do a half. I'm doing it a half because I loved the artwork. The artwork, everything was just great. What I'm annoyed about is every episode so far, there's a misunderstanding.
Oh, God, yeah, all right.
I've just had enough of the misunderstandings.
There has been too, hasn't there?
It's just annoying the crap out of me. I understand people can misunderstand things, but not weekly. Like,
well, the first is that you use a girl, okay, and the second one is that you and Danju and have a relationship.
Have a couple, yep.
Yeah. What was the third one?
Well, it's this one.
No, this is the fourth one.
Oh,
about the
retiring. But there was probably something else.
Oh, there was. Look, the whole thing was all sort of a misunderstanding the whole way through the episode.
Yeah.
But you're right.
It's just I've had enough. I'm sorry. I'm just
how many storylines can you come up with where someone misunderstands something? I guess.
Yeah. If the next episode there's a misunderstanding, I'm just gonna. I'll still watch it because I've still got to do this.
That's right.
But yeah,
you're not off the hook that quickly yet.
Yeah. It's just I've had enough. Let's move on to an actual storyline, please.
Yeah, I know. I'm curious when it's actually going to start telling a story that isn't as simple as a weekly we're having card fights. And where is Toilet Yamata?
Yeah.
Where's Kyoto Sanctuary at, yo? He got destroyed in the first episode and then he left with his tail between his legs.
And that's it.
That's it. He's done. He's finished. Well, this episode is finished too, for the Judge Shuffle at least. So far, the first 3 episodes were really good. The fourth one feels a bit fillery. It wasn't bad.
No.
I'm not saying it was one of those, oh, God. But in overall tone versus what we had, this has been the weakest of the 4 episodes so far. I agree.
That's why I only gave it half a card.
Well, I gave it 0 because that's the rules.
No, I can cut a card up. You're not the boss of me.
I guess you're right. And clearly that obviously I hurt you there with those comments.
You hurt me. I think I had to take that damage, and it hurts. It hurts, but I just have to take the damage.
Thank you. I'm so glad you took that segue there. That was the 6 damage check right there, folks. That's been a quick episode for us today. It was even quicker than last week's episode. Well, there wasn't much in the way of news.
No.
So it's fine.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be Vanguard news all the time. So, guys, as we always say, check us out. You've already checked us out. You're listening to us. give us a follow, a review. Tweet at us, Podfight Vancast on Twitter. Email
Tell your
us.
friends.
Join the Van Gangsters. What else?
We have jackets. We don't, but
when we do, the jackets are in the mail. Everyone.
Are they?
Yeah, sure, whatever.
Really?
Oh yeah. Jackets are in the mail.
Yeah.
If they don't arrive, probably because they got lost in the mail, take it up the Lowe's post. But that's it. I think that's all for us for this week.
Lucky that's the end of the time because I can't speak.
I'm cancelling it there.
It's that time again, time to say goodbye to a friend. Oh, don't cry, for we will ride again. Dry your eyes. Well, we will ride again. No sighs. We'll be back next week, my friends.